Okay, we have the Eon wireless Bluetooth in-car FM radio transmitter music player adapter. Basically, it doesn't have a very good description. It's just called like basically the T10 MP3 wireless player for in-car. But it does do a lot more than that. It will play MP3s, WMAs or FLAC audio files from an micro SD card, or you can use this as a hands-free kit because it has a built-in microphone, or you can use it for radio, and it does a few things. But first I'm just going to list all the specs to you. Then I'm going to tell you what comes in the box. I'm going to show the device to you a little bit closer up, tell you a bit about it, then give you my opinions on it at the end. Now, I might not be able to show it to you actually rigged up properly because it might be hard to film in the car while a tripod and trying to do it one-handed. I'll have a shot. If not, I'll at least show you photographs of it rigged up and turned on in the car. And I'll tell you, like I say, at the end, you'll hear my opinions on it, and if I recommend it, I'll also tell you the price as well. Now, it's simply called the T10. It supports micro SD cards, which is the smaller type SD cards, also known as TF cards. And you can play either FLAC, FLAC, or WMAs or MP3 files from it. And it does have a professional MP3 decoder chip built into it, so you get really good quality MP3 playback from it. You can even, if occasionally you want to charge something, such as a mobile phone, you can, because it has a 5V 2.1 amp USB slot on it. Now this device plugs in for power. It plugs into the cigarette lighter slot, what you'd probably call the cigarette lighter slot in a car. I'll show you at the end closer up. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Now, when you want to charge things on the move when you're traveling, you might get, and I've reviewed them before, these little cigarette lighter things, and they plug into a cigarette lighter slot, and they have several, maybe 2-3 USB slots on it, so then you can plug in your tablet, your mobile phone, whatever it is, into that to charge your devices such as your mobile phone on the go. Well, this one, it kind of has multiple purposes because you plug it into the cigarette lighter slot, and you have the device on the end there to play back music files or whatever, or use it as a hand-free kit, whatever. But then there's also a USB slot, so instead of just using one or the other, it's kind of a multi-purpose device this, which is quite handy. So you can have this plugged in, maybe playing back an audio file or using it as a hands-free kit for receiving phone calls, and you can have something like a tablet plugged in, charging that up while you're on the go as well. So it's really handy. Its screen on it, it does have a little LCD screen, and that is 1.4 inches or 1.44 inches to be precise. It also has a A2, DP and CVC noise cancelling technology built into it as well, which is really good for really good sound quality. It also, because it has such good quality chips in it, it does allow for lossless transfer of audio to your car speakers. As I mentioned, it has a built-in microphone, so you won't have to have a separate device for doing hands-free calling. You can have this linked via Bluetooth to your mobile phone. Then if you get a call while you're driving or whatever, you can use it as a hands-free kit. Although, of course, you shouldn't really be answering and talking to calls because it's a bit of a distraction when you're driving. But if you need to answer a call for some reason, or you need to pull over but you don't want to have it held up to your head or whatever when you're taking the call, you want to do hands-free calling, you can with this device. As I mentioned, the integrated USB charger is 5V 2.1 amp, so it should be decent speed, because some chargers you get are 1 amp, 5V 1 amp. This is 5V 2.1 amp, which should get decent quality speed for your charging. As I mentioned, it's Bluetooth, and it uses not 4.0, but it uses 3.0. However, it is plus EDR. Its frequency is 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Its sensitivity is 42 decibels plus or minus 3 decibels, and its range is 10 meters. Now, the range is how far away your device can be from it, such as your mobile phone. If you have it Bluetooth linked up to it and your phone is a little distance away, it can be up to 10 meters away. Now the Amazon product page does say 5 meters, but I'm going to go by what it says on the box, and on the box it says 10 meters. So that should be more than enough, especially since you're not going to be traveling a great distance away from this device. It's going to be plugged in your car, and you're probably going to be sitting in the car with your device, such as your tablet, your phone, or whatever. So it doesn't need great distance, but it does have 5 to 10 meter distance. It's RF on its radio. Its RF output is 4 dBm, and as well as have an SD card slot and Bluetooth, it does actually have a little bonus here, something you might not use often, but it's handy to have it. It does have auxiliary in and out, and what that is your traditional typical 3.5 millimeter audio jack. So if you are familiar with those regular headphone type of cables, this has a slot for that, so you could plug in your headphones into this, or you could plug in another device that maybe doesn't have Bluetooth but it has a 3.5 millimeter audio cable. You can plug that into this, so it doesn't just rely on SD and Bluetooth. It does support auxiliary in and out for the audio, so if you want to plug in a pair of headphones or something like that, you can. So that is a real good bonus. It's not really 100% necessary since it's a Bluetooth device primarily, plus you have the SD card slot. But occasionally you might have a device that isn't Bluetooth and it's not on an SD. You want to plug it into some more traditional type of device that uses 3.5 millimeter, or maybe you just want to plug in a pair of headphones to listen to it. So that is an option. That is really, really good. A nice little bonus. And there is various dials and buttons on it. I'll show it closer up in a minute. It is a reasonable price. It's not 30, 40, 50 pounds or 100 pounds or anything like that. Its recommended retail price originally was 30 pounds, 29.99, but it is now under 15 pounds. It's 14 pounds 59, so about 15 pounds in the UK. Now here we have it. Hopefully you can see it. It might be a bit dark on screen here, especially since it's not turned on, because it needs to be plugged into a car. Now this bit here, the neck that leads from the main device to the charger area that plugs into the cigarette lighter charger, that is flexible. This bit here, the neck, is bendable, so you can bend it to an angle that you would like. So you can bend it around to adjust it. Maybe you need to tilt it up towards you a bit, or bend it back down, or turn it to the left a bit, whatever. You can do that. It has a flexible bendable neck there. Then here you have the charger. This is where it gets its power. You plug it into the cigarette light charger. Then on that, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, that is where the USB slot is. 5 volt, 2.1 amp to charge your devices such as mobile phone from. Now on it, we have the screen. We have a button that says channel down, channel up, backwards and forwards, and then a multi-purpose button here that is also a dial for volume, so you can turn that. You can turn this dial and it clicks and you can press it in. It's a multi-function button this here. Now if we turn it over to the side, we have here an audio jack, which is the auxiliary 3.5 millimeter audio jack, and there, it might not show on camera, but is a slot where you push in your micro SD card. So there isn't a huge amount to see. It has 4 primary buttons: channel up, channel down, backwards, forwards, then a main multi-function knob which serves as a volume up and volume down that you can turn left and right and push in. Then you have your screen up here. On the side is auxiliary audio port and SD audio port. Then to charge your devices if you want to use it for that purpose. Down here on the cigarette lighter area is your USB slot. It is quite small. You can sort of see it in my hand here. It's not too big, too bulky. It is quite small and very, very, very lightweight. Okay, this is going to be a little awkward to show you, because in my car here, it's not up here. It's not up with the actual other stuff. It's down here near the stick. Now, it plugs in, as I said, to the actual cigarette lighter slot. Now this isn't going to be a full tutorial of the interface or anything, because it's going to be hard to show you. I haven't got a tripod, I can't use a tripod or anything like that, but basically it plugs in. You can see it's lit up with blue lights. We can turn the knob here As you can see, the volume, I've got a lot of glare on the screen, hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you can see interfaces on here saying Bluetooth disconnected at the moment. Then you have your buttons here you can press. You can adjust it like this, you can adjust it however you want. There. So I'm not going to show you a whole tutorial because it has a manual with it. This is a review, but it does work. I just want to show you it plugged into a cigarette lighter in the car. Down here, I'm on autofocus, so it might blur occasionally, but down here is where you plug in the USB. And yeah, it's really good, really handy, especially if your car doesn't have things like that, built-in Bluetooth or MP3 player or a USB charger. If your car doesn't have things like that, this is a really handy device, and I do really recommend it. Thanks for watching. A link will be in the description. Please like, comment and share. And also, if you could do me a huge favour, if you're watching this on Amazon as a review on the Amazon product page, if you could hit the useful or helpful button along with this video, that would be really helpful as well. Thanks for watching.